Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Obi Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Obi, and we're here to talk Big Ten Championship game between Northwestern and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Northwestern comes in at 6-1 after they come off a win against Illinois. And Ohio State did not play against Michigan as Michigan bailed out, partly because they said they had some COVID issues and a lot of injuries, and so they decided to play. So Ohio State still gets in. So that's great news, and they'll be taking on Northwestern, like I said, in Indianapolis, Indiana at Lucas Oil Field. And the Buckeyes open up as 20-point favorites over the Wildcats. The Wildcats are led by Peyton Ramsey, the transfer from Indiana, who came in and 117-198 for the game, and he did add a touchdown pass. Excuse me, I dropped my phone here. He did add one more touchdown, 82 more yards to that, and 6 interceptions. Like I said, he transferred to Indiana. He was the 6th all-time passer at Indiana, so he was hopefully bringing some good things to Northwestern. They were led by running backs Drake Anderson, Isaiah Bowser, but against Illinois, it was like I said, it was Eric Hall and Cam Porter that came in and got the bulk of their carries, both rushing for over 100 yards, about almost 150 yards for both of them. So it's interesting that Bowser and Drake Anderson didn't get involved as much as they like, and maybe that was by design. Maybe they were a little banged up or something, or they just decided to rest them and get them more prepared for Ohio State. Big Ten Championship game, I'm not exactly sure there. Their big receivers are McGowan and Bowman and Lees. And Bowman, and not really either one of them made a big factor against Illinois. And they only have 5 touchdowns in the receiving corps. And their tight end, John Rain, 1,422, the touchdown. And it looks like he didn't get involved much in the passing game against Illinois. Now, maybe that was by design. They decided to kind of do it that way so they could kind of rest some guys and stuff like that. They supposedly have a veteran offensive line. They returned 4 starters, but on the season, they get up they get up 9 sacks. They kind of force Ramsey to run a little bit, and he can run a little bit, but he may not be one of the best runners, and maybe that's why he's not still with Indiana. Maybe he's more of a pocket type passer, but if he needs to run, he can run. So Ohio State have to kind of contain for him a little bit on defense. They're capable of doing that. Their defensive line, they have depth, their deep talent, but will they be able to get to Fields? That's the question, and make him uncomfortable. Lakatoa has 4 sacks and 2 sacks for Abadora. And let me see if they got any on Saturday, and they did not. So they'll stay at those numbers. And their linebackers is Blake Gallinger and Patty Fisher. The veteran Patty Fisher is the guy, and Chris Burgett. So they do have some playmakers at linebackers. But like I said, the key is for them is can their defensive line and linebackers get to Justin Fields and get through that offensive line and try to stop Ohio State's running game. Ohio State's going to try to balance it out a little bit. Their defense is led by Newsome and Cameron Ruiz at corner, and the Whitlock and Pace return at safety. They do have a rising star and Brandon Joseph, and so he's rising up to be a nice little star for them.
Daddy, I need my computer.
And special teams, their kicker is Charlie Kudabar, who's 17 of 17, 8 of 10 on field goals, and a 46 long this year. And their punter is a senior, so he provides leadership there. They were 3-9 last year. For this was a rebound, turned back, goes 6-1 this year. And their only loss was to Michigan State, which Ohio State crushed. Do they have what it takes to beat the Buckeyes? Should be much better. They should be much, but they are much better than last year. But like I said, are they going to be able to cover Buckeye a 20-point deficit, 20-point hole? They're going to be probably put in there as their favorite to lose by 20. And the keys, really basically for the keys for Ohio State is they need to protect Justin Fields, and they need to create turnovers on defense. They need to tighten up the secondary. No silly mistakes, Lizzie. Please step away. And nor force throws. And get pressure on their quarterback and cover the spread or beat the spread. But like I said, they went 6-1 on their season. Their schedule was they beat Illinois 20-10. They beat Minnesota. They lost. No, that's not right. Okay, hold on here. They beat Purdue 27-20, and then they beat Wisconsin 17-7. Lost to Michigan State 29-20, and they didn't play against Minnesota, so it was canceled. And then they beat Illinois 28-10, and they beat Maryland 43-3, and Iowa 21-20, and like I said, they beat Nebraska 21-13. So they went 6-1, like I said, and they're led by their head coach is Pat Fitzgerald, who's done a very nice job for Northwestern. He used to play for them, so it'd be a little interesting to see what they can do against Ohio State, who is a very, very talented team. And Ohio State's hungry right now. You know, they missed out playing against Michigan, so they may be looking to put the gas on the pedal, and they need to put the gas on the pedal. They need to try to put up as many points as they can. They need to try to press because they're only going to have 6 games on their resume, and the more points they can put up, the better. You know, it'll look good for them. And even though Dabo Swinney comes out and says Ohio State doesn't belong, I'm sorry. This year is so crazy and so weird. Doesn't matter how many games you play. If you're an undefeated team and you win your Big Ten you win your championship, you deserve to be in the playoff, and you are considered a 4 playoff team. And let's be honest, if Clemson might get smacked around by Notre Dame again, and if that's the case, Clemson's out. You know, so Clemson needs to just kind of chill out and just go out and play your game against Notre Dame. Don't worry about anybody else. Do your job, and let everything else fall the way it needs to fall. So that's the breakdown of the Buckeyes versus Northwestern, and we'd like to see Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson make some big plays, and maybe try to get Teague and Sermon going again a little bit, and maybe not have Justin Fields run as much, and see some Wade and some of those other secondary really step up again this week, because that's what they're going to need. They're going to need a secondary, stuff like that, to step up again this week and make some good plays. And we've got to get to the quarterback. You know, whether it be Haskell Garrett, Jonathan Cooper, the seniors, the leadership of the seniors on this team need to come to play, get this team rallied, get them motivated, and let's get her done over Northwestern. Now let's shift gears a little bit here. Tonight, as you can see, the Browns are getting ready to take on the Baltimore Ravens at home. A big game for the Browns. They win, they go to 10-3 on the season. They are favored to lose by 3. The 3 points going to Baltimore in an upset, which I think would be an upset because it's in Cleveland. Baltimore's been kind of scuffing a little bit. You know, they do have a lot of their team players back, yes, but Browns are playing at home, and Browns are hot. They're playing good football right now, and they're going to be tough to beat. We got the two-headed monster running backs, Chubb and Hunt, both closing on 1,000 yards rushing on the season. And that hasn't been done since Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack did it back in the 80s. And, yeah, and the Browns are actually, win today. It continues to put the pressure on the Pittsburgh Steelers, because with the Steelers losing yesterday, the Browns have put them in a spot where they could still win the division. So there's a lot at stake. The Browns are obviously going to probably make the playoffs if they keep taking care of business. But their division is in sight to win a division, and that would be a first in a long time for the Browns to win a division. So Pittsburgh is kind of stumbling a little bit, kind of falling at the wrong time. So interesting to see what happens. Careful. And so yeah, we'll see what happens. So go Browns and go Buckeyes. Buckeyes will win by 30. I think they're going to really get a pounded to Northwestern. And I hate to pick the NFL games because it's so hard, but I think the Browns are going to find a way to get it done tonight. Baker Mayfield's been playing well with the running backs and Myles Garrett on defense and stuff like that. I think we're in good shape. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Give me your comments either on the Buckeyes or the Browns, and let me know what you think is going to happen this weekend against Northwestern for the Ohio State, and what you think might happen tonight against Cleveland and Baltimore if you happen to watch this game tonight, and if you watch this video before then. So let me know in the comments below. This is Obi. Thank you for always listening, and be sure to tell your friends to check out the Sports Talk Show with your host, Obi. This is Obi out. Have a great night.